Coming to you live from the surface, this is Optimal Play. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Ben.
And this is Aeon's End Legacy. We are about to start Chapter 3. And where we last off, we had just made it to the surface of the world that we thought was destroyed. And it's green. It at least said it was lush and green.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's like... there might be a lot of threatening things there. I'm not saying we can immediately just put up a tent and spend the night, but it seemed nice.
No, let's set up camp.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's find like a nice dark cave, and that has to be safe because it's a nice dark cave. And then
Definitely.
We'll set up our tents there and everything will go great.
Well, if you're sure it's safe, why don't you introduce us to Chapter 3?
Ooh, okay. So, Malistar stops his lecture mid-breath as Zaxos steps out of a strange breach, healed and stronger than ever. I can use the Nameless's breaches to save us all, Zaxos announces. A swift punch from Mist catches Zaxos off guard. How dare you return, coward? You are the reason Gravehold was destroyed, she screams as Malistar pulls her away. I can fix this, Zaxos scowls. We need more power. We can't keep focusing our little breaches, siphoning slivers of power. Give me another chance. I've learned to tap into the Nameless's breaches. We can use that against them. Read the front of card L19.
Bam.
Read the front of that. Okay. Zaxos, finding no support, sulks away. Malistar continues as if nothing happens. We have more important things to do than worry about his tirades. The Nameless are getting stronger every day. You're going to need better equipment. Our scouts have found some sort of breeding ground. I believe the pods produced there can be harvested and used to craft powerful new equipment. Your mission is to defend the Nameless. Defeat the Nameless.
I was like, wow, that's a twist.
Yeah, right? I was like, wait, that can't be right. Harvest the pods and close the breach. Gravehold survivors need you more than ever. I don't know why I can't read today. Gravehold's survivors need you more than ever.
You're doing great.
Between the words like that they use and the text, it's very it feels very weird for me to read. Anyway, Open Insight 5 and apply all rulebook stickers to the rulebook.
Okay.
Open Playmat. That's cool.
That's what they call the Nemesis things.
That's
I think that's if it's just rulebook stickers, because this is a reset pack, it may not exist.
Okay.
I'm not sure what rule that is attempting to add, but when we see something that I understand and you don't, I will figure it out and explain it to you.
That's fair. Open Playmat labeled Chapter 3.
Okay.
And then read the back of this card.
It is a spawning horror. And what else is in here?
Whoa.
This Malistar's gift is for when you lose a game. I think I maybe stuck it in there because it had that art on here when I reset these. Are these... Okay, it's. I'm guessing it has to do with these tokens, the rule that we added. Those are shield tokens. If a minion has a shield icon with a number on it, that minion comes into play with the number of shield tokens indicated on that icon. When a minion is dealt any amount of damage while it has at least one shield token, we'll remove a shield token from the minion instead of any life tokens. Remove only one shield token each time a source deals damage to the minion, regardless of the amount dealt.
Source deals.
So we're going to have to get through a number of shields on some minions. I think that was the new rule.
Sparks got better.
They did. Certainly, yep. So some new utility, yeah.
Setup. Place the Breeding Chamber card into play with 4 life. When playing with 4 players, Breeding Chamber starts the game with 1 life.
Okay. So what did it say? Or should we open Playmat label 3? Oh, read the back of this card. Okay.
Oh, I was gonna. Okay.
If you're playing solo, banish cards 20 through 26. Oh, it's adding some basic cards from the Legacy deck. When you're playing with 2 players, banish 20 through 23. So this game, when you set this game up in a non-Legacy version of it, the number of basic cards in the deck scales with the number of players. So you get sort of a slower progression through the tiers of the deck with more players. So that's, I'm sure, why it's having us banish some of those. I'll just set them there. Okay, combine any remaining cards numbered 20 through 26. So that's these 3. With the basic Nemesis cards you return to the box after last game. Open the 3 deck. Use the basic Nemesis cards and cards labeled Spawning Horror at the bottom to construct the Nemesis deck using the directions provided on page 10 of the rulebook. We know those rules. Follow the Spawning Horror's setup instructions for information about the Tier 0 Spawning Horror cards. Do not reveal any cards beyond the middle of the deck, which is here, okay?
Okay.
So
that's
there's another couple basics also being added from here, and then there's this deck of Spawning Horror cards. These are all pods.
So shuffle all the pod cards together and place them face down to form the pod deck.
Here's Breeding Chamber. It said put it into play with 4 life. Okay. So this is a minion that says, this minion can never have less than 1 life. This minion has no maximum life. So we can do some damage to it to try to keep its health down if we have reasons to do that.
Spawning Horror has a way to let it gain life.
Unleash Breeding Chamber gains 3 life. Yeah, okay. So we probably are going to be wanting to keep that total down.
Yeah.
And then there's this deck of pods that we're shuffling. Shuffle all the pod cards together, place them face down to form the pod deck. Okay.
Before I read the rest of the rules for the Spawning Horror, this ancient nameless has rested undisturbed on the surface for so long that it has become part of the world itself. Somehow, this nameless is able to spawn its own minions, which we call pods, to serve at its behest and keep it well fed and energized. These pods are not the horror's only defenses, as can call even more minions to its defense from the large breach that has torn open the sky above it. Yep, that's what it says.
Okay. Okay, so it's breeding minions and has minions coming out of breaches.
Yes.
Which kind of explains why it has the basic cards, I
Spawning
guess.
Horror, yeah.
Okay, this is fine.
Additional rules, there's a lot of them.
Ooh.
At the end of the Nemesis turn, if Breeding Chamber has 11 or more life, it imbues a pod. Draw a card from the pod deck, place it into play, and Breeding Chamber loses 10 life. Repeat this until Breeding Chamber has 10 or less life, so it'll keep spawning.
Okay.
It sounds like some of these cards might actually add a large number of health to the thing.
It does sound like that, yeah.
Or unleash multiple times, that's probably it. Anyway, when a pod is discarded, place it in the pod discard pile. This is not the same as the Nemesis discard pile. When the pod deck is empty, shuffle the pod discard pile to form a new pod deck so we can never run out.
Okay.
When there are 7 pods in play, Spawning Horror completes its metamorphosis and the players lose. So it's...
If there are, 7 pods in play?
When there are 7 pods in play. So so once the 7th comes out, we lose.
All right, and it has 50 health.
50 health, yes.
Okay.
So we can't kill the Breeding Chamber. We just have to keep it bubbling below 11, it seems like. And
as much as possible, yeah.
Yep.
Or kill the pods that result from it going above.
This is the deck?
Above 11, yeah.
So something tells me this is going to be like what you mentioned in a prior video where we don't lose if that deck runs out.
No, we win if that deck runs out.
That's right. Yeah, not only do we not lose, but we win.
Yep.
Which is better than not losing.
That's what they say.
So I feel like 50 health seems like a lot. My gut instinct, knowing very little about what's going to happen, is that we want to try and outlast this monster.
Oh, I don't know if I agree.
Okay.
50's only 10 higher than the last game.
That's true, but but we also have to keep this down.
Yep.
And it sounds like more enemies are going to come out besides the pod enemy.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm just saying.
We'll see.
We'll see. If there's a lot of those discard cards, that could actually help us too. And
if we can just kill it, we should just kill it.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that makes sense.
With that, let me make sure that the turn order deck is shuffled, but I think we're ready to go.
Yep.
I think I haven't suggested that you like the video, so please do. We don't have a Patreon or anything, so that's the one way to support us is hitting those algorithm buttons. Mm-hmm. And with that, Leaf, your turn first.
Sweet. All right, so we'll do Flourishing Decay. So I gain a gem.
Okay.
Ether, any ally may discard a spell in their hand and then draw a card.
Interesting, because doing that... Yeah, we were talking about this, about the supply that we've kind of built over the last few games off camera, but doing that allows me to have a 5 ether first turn, but we don't have anything that costs 5 out there. So, you know what? That's fine. I will do it. I'll discard Spark to draw a card, and then with that 5, I could do something like buy a charge and a 3 cost, because now with charges... now that this has layered on the charge system, which you learned about at the end of game 2, you're going to find yourself like wasting chunks of ether a lot less often, right? Because that's kind of a sink for any leftovers.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think you buying, we didn't even think about it, but you buying 2 cards at 6 also is pretty good. Or at
Well,
5,
have
excuse
5,
me.
yeah.
I was thinking 6.
Oh yeah, because there's the fire chakram too. Yeah.
Yeah, so
forgot
I
about
think
that.
we're still going to be okay with there. But I have 4. So I think I'm going to kind of do the same opening that I did last time
It happens a lot in this game.
and get this Breaching Radite.
Branching, but yeah.
Branching. I'm just going to... Every card has a different name every time I play it.
Like your
So-
character. Leaf, life,
Yeah. It's...
lifa,
yeah,
leafy.
Leaf, life. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's Frosty's turn. Only one way to say that, though. Absolutely not any other way. Okay, I simply have 5 ether, so I think I'll go ahead and buy a charge.
Oh, you're just straight up buying a charge, huh?
Yeah. My ability deals 7 damage. Oh, which I forgot to name my ability.
Oh, I didn't
did
name
too.
mine either.
Well, think about that during the game. If
Yeah.
an ability pops into your head, grab the pen. Because dealing 7 damage to a minion is especially good in the early game when it's very hard to piece our sparks together into being a big chunk of damage. So that's pretty good. And then I have 3 to spend, and I'm debating between the Cyanolith, that's just kind of our basic money card, or the Brain Knife. I think I'll do the Brain Knife. It
Yeah.
just keeps building up charges, which I was just saying I wanted, and can help us start focusing our breaches. So there we go.
Yeah, I think cards like the Brain Knife and even Breach Flare to some extent, I think getting those earlier is really going to help us not only save money in the long term, but it just kind of helps our curve a bit.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's important
totally.
in a game like this.
Okay, I'm up again.
Nice.
All right, well, now I'm in that same annoying situation where I took the card draw from your Flourishing Decay, causing me to now have 2 sparks in this hand. And I could either focus a breach so that I can play it, or I could live with it and spend my 3 on a card, which is actually probably the better play.
Yeah, I think so.
So I will spend 3 on, this time I'll just take the Cyanolith and hold on to a spark, so fill up my hand. You're next. Nemesis is going several times in a row.
I don't like that.
No, me neither.
happening. Well, I will spark. I feel like the Breeding Chamber 1 damage at this point is more effective.
Probably so, yeah.
And then I will prep another spark, and with my 4 new ether, I am not going to have an excellent turn. I'm almost thinking I do a charge and a fire chakram here with 4.
I don't hate it.
Because I want to have more spells for the Branching Radite I already bought. And I think getting a charge is good. Fire chakram's just
Yeah.
some damage. Ideally, I get the Breach Flare. I just don't have the money, right? So we'll do that.
Cool.
And then a charge.
Here's the charge.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we know it's the Nemesis, so Breeding Chamber doesn't have a persistent effect. Amplify Energy. To discard this, we have to spend 6. On power 3, resolve the persistent effect of the pod with the most life 3 times, or Breeding Chamber gains 5 life. And I think we're meant to, like, if there is no pod, have to choose that one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, the pod with the most life 3 times. So if there were like a bunch of pods, we would have some control over which triggers in the meantime. Anyway, Nemesis is going again, so 1 power off of that already, and then Ambush, Unleash. So Breeding Chamber gains 3 life. Gravehold suffers 2 damage, and if this was chapter 4 or higher, we would evolve this, but it's chapter 3, so off the hook on that for another day. Oh boy.
Oh, okay. Draw my cards again.
Oh yeah, you'll need those because it could be your turn.
3 or more charges. Oh, then the force. Okay.
It is your turn.
Ooh.
Lifey.
Well, not ideal. I guess we'll spark the chamber again,
Okay.
just to keep it
Down
kind
5.
of low. If you have a spell you would like to discard, you are welcome to.
Well, I still have that spark. Sure. I'll discard and draw.
All right, and now I have 6.
Ooh.
And I feel like last time we did the marble, which seemed to work okay.
I think if you get 6 early and can buy that marble, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, the other alternative I think would be the Brain Knife and the Breach Flare, and then really start focusing and gaining charges.
Yeah, but every time every time you play the marble, you can buy one of those.
That's okay.
It's a lot of value.
You're right. Sold. That's all I needed. And it's on to you?
It is.
Oh, well, maybe it's on to you.
You're prescient. Okay. I don't have another spell to prep, so I'm gonna leave this spark prepped.
Okay.
I'll just thin my deck a bit for the moment. I have a brain knife to gain a charge, and any ally focuses at a closed breach with the lowest cost. You're my ally, so that's you.
Sweet.
And then I have 4 ether. I actually forgot until the moment I read it when I played it that brain knife is an ally, so I can't focus my own breach with that. So I take it back. I want you to have a brain knife.
You talked me off of it.
I know,
was going to buy it.
I know. I will. With 4, am I buying something or am I just opening my 2 breach?
Oh, that's funny. I was also thinking about opening
Yeah.
my 2 breach this turn.
I think I want to get a little damage flowing, and I am going to be at 3 charges soon, hopefully. I think I'm going to take a Force Transfusion. This is this new one that deals 3 damage, and if you have 3 or more charges, gain a charge, which hopefully I will be there momentarily. So that's my turn, and the Nemesis is up. If you want to
We resolve.
pull one off of there, go ahead.
Draw a card. Oh, the Leviathan Egg.
It's back.
Persistent Evolve.
Okay, so if the Nemesis takes another turn, this is evolving.
Yeah.
But not so fast. Can you deal 5 damage with this turn?
No.
That's a shame.
Not that I know of yet.
I actually am not far from being able to do that with my ability.
That's funny.
If I could spend 8, or if you could somehow grant me a charge, I actually have 6 in hand. I don't know if it's happening though.
So I have 3 ether and a spark in my hand here. So I have a choice, right? I can either buy a brain knife, which I think is pretty decent.
Yeah.
Or I can open this and prep the spark.
Ooh,
And
that's pretty good.
it seems like it's also decent.
Yeah, because that's like also kind of a card draw, right? Because you're not clogging your hand.
And it increases the value of brain knife, right?
Yes.
So
it increases the value of my brain knife, right?
Yes,
When
yeah,
you've
which
had
you
open.
have already owned.
I think that's the play.
I think that's slightly better. So
Yeah.
I will spend the 3 to open the breach, and that also works with my Radite that I've had. So
Cool.
I think this is going to be good.
Okay. Nemesis. So, oh boy. All right. So, Amplify Energy goes off. There are no pods, so the breeding chamber gains 5 life. It's at 10. The Leviathan Egg is going to evolve.
Okay.
So, when we evolve this, we read Evolve card 2, please.
Egg story. The large egg begins to crack open, and a scaly hand bursts through the membrane. The creature claws its way out of the massive shell, its long, sharp teeth glistening. It won't take long for it to find its next meal. Banish Leviathan Egg. Place card EO3 into play with the same number of life tokens on it that Leviathan Egg had before transforming. Do not resolve this minion's immediately effect this game. Do not resolve this minion's persistent effect this turn.
This turn, okay. Meet the Leviathan Hatchling, which keeps the 5 health that the egg had. And it says immediately, if this is chapter 4 or higher, evolve. So next game when we draw this, it'll immediately grow up.
That's funny.
But for now, it is just pinging Gravehold for 1 as its persistent ability.
Okay.
And we still haven't drawn the Nemesis card, right? That was an evolve, yeah.
The end of the Nemesis turn if the breeding chamber has 11 or more. Okay, so it's
10.
fine.
It's a 10, so we're fine. Except, Unearth. If there are no pods in play, breeding chamber gains 5 life. Otherwise, Gravehold suffers 4 damage. So we actually kind of saved ourselves 4 Gravehold damage there. But now we are at the end of its turn. It will spend 10.
Yep.
Why don't you introduce us to our first pod?
Great, great. Volcanic pod. Looks like a giant turtle. Persistent. Whoa. Oh, it's 2 shields, 5 life.
Oh boy.
Persistent. Gravehold suffers 1 damage. So
Okay.
mostly kind of annoying. But now we probably want to use our sparks to kind of tick off that, right?
Totally, yeah. And I mean, right now we don't have very much that's more powerful than Sparks, so we still might want to just get the Hatchling, which is easier to kill and get off the table.
True.
But for now, let's see whose turn it is. It's mine. Oh, so I immediately have to make that decision. What am I using my Spark on? And now that we have a lot of targets, I don't have more spells to prep, but I don't want to leave it. I want to contribute something to the world here. I will Spark a Shield.
Okay.
And then I just have 6 ether. So I could buy a marble, an ethereal hand. I could buy 3 charges and almost B to my ability, which could wipe out one of those minions.
With 6, you said?
Yeah. Here's actually what I'm thinking. I've bought a spell or 2, and I plan to buy more. I think I'm gonna buy a charge and open my 2 breach.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Now I have 2 breaches, so I don't have to deal with worrying about having too many spells so much. And I have 3 charges that when I do draw that Force Transfusion I bought, it can gain me more charges.
Yeah.
All right. Fresh turn order. Hopefully we get a couple more turns before the Nemesis.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I mean, I have so much money. I have so much money in my hand.
It is you.
All right. So I will spark. I think I just pop off this shield.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I'll spark off the shield from the volcanic pod. Then I will play another spark in the open breach. And I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Jeez. That's so much ether.
But you can also discard a spell if you have one you don't want. To cycle.
I'll cycle a spark.
Okay. And now I have 8 ether, which seems like a lot. I want to start taking advantage of these cards, so I think I'm going to buy a Bane Knife and then a Bending Beam.
Wow. Big spender. I like it.
I mean, for the 8, because you have your Bending Beam as well, so we'll start to whittle this one down.
Have I a Bending Beam? No, I don't have a Bending Beam.
Oh, you bought a Force.
Yeah.
Sorry. You bought a Bane Knife, is what I meant to say.
Oh, yes.
So your
we can
Bane
get your 3
Knife
breach
is
open
now
for
going to
that.
start working on
Yeah,
the
it's
on
in my
three
hand,
breach.
actually.
So I think prepping for, being able to do a bunch of damage is going to be our best bet.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Nemesis. So both of these are going to deal 1 damage to Gravefold if you want to get that.
Got it.
And then Construct. It's an attack. Draw a card from the pod deck and place it into play. Then set that minion's life to 2. But that does not affect shield tokens.
Okay.
It is,
Ooh.
I need to make a row number 2 for minions here. Acidic Pod. It's only going to have 2 health, and it says persistent. The player with the fewest open breaches suffers 2 damage. We're tied, so we would get to choose. But hopefully we just pop it.
I mean, if I get I just pop it with the Chakram.
If you get a turn. Yep. And it's your turn.
Pop.
All right, pod down. What did it say to do with the pod? Discard it and shuffle if we go through the deck. Okay.
This spark, it's not helping. I think I just leave it out. 1 damage I don't think is impactful
I
right
agree.
now.
Keep it out. Thin your deck. Leave it there.
And I have 5 more dollars. So I kind of think I buy a Breach Flare and a charge.
Oh, I like it.
Because
Focus any player's 3 breach helps us get those open.
Yeah. I think that makes the most sense to me. Just for in the curve, the group curve in this game is like really all I think about when I'm like buying cards. It's like how can we all like bring ourselves up, and because our abilities are so intertwined, and like you want to help.
It's cool. That's part of what I love about this game is how interactive it is in those ways. Yeah. Well, the Nemesis is up. So 2 damage to Gravehold from the 2 minions each hitting it once, and then, just a little Spine Harvester. This is actually a basic card I think, added to this chapter. Immediately, if it was chapter 5 or higher, this would evolve.
Okay.
And then persistent, any player suffers 2 damage. It has 1 hit point, but 3 shields. So good thing you saved your spark.
Yeah. It's just annoying.
Yeah. Frosty. I think I'm getting 2 turns in a row here. So I will prep Force Transfusion. I will play Brain Knife. That's going to gain me a charge, and an ally focuses their lowest breach.
That's good.
And then I have 3 to spend. Let me buy... I mean, Brain Knives are pretty good. I could just buy a second one. But they'd be clumped. I don't think I want Brain Knives. I don't want a hand of all Brain Knives. So...
That's fair.
This was a low money hand. I think I'll just take a Cyanolith.
Do you want a Breach Flare?
Not yet.
Okay.
I don't think I've got the Brain Knife going. I think we have enough tools to be through our 3 breaches pretty soon, and then that's just a pretty bad spell.
Okay, that's fair.
I guess.
I think you're right.
Not go again. Oh, let me draw my new hand. Okay, so Force Transfusion, I probably am casting it here. It deals 3 damage, and if I have 3 or more charges, which I do, I will gain a charge.
Good.
3 damage to, these are literally the same thing right now. 5 health, ping and Gravehold. I'll just do 3 to the Volcanic Pod because pods are also a lost condition.
Yes, yeah, makes sense.
Okay, I will prep a spark, and I have 2, 3, 4, 5 to spend. Do I buy the Bending Beam in anticipation of opening my 3 breach, or am I getting ahead of myself?
No, I think the Bending Beam is the move here.
Okay, I'll buy one.
Yeah, I think we're going to get there quicker than you think at this point.
Yeah. Okay. I'm up again.
All right. 3 turns in a row for you, huh?
So far. Could be 4.
Could be 4.
All right. This is interesting. I think I want to spark the Spine Harvester. Just try to get that going. I have a Brain Knife to gain my 6th charge and focus your lowest breach.
That's really good.
And now I think I'll pause there and launch my. I feel like I need to name my ability if I'm using it. It should probably just be like a D&D or WoW or something like Frostspell. Like is it Frostbolt?
Oh,
something like that.
yeah,
right? Yeah. Feels like a Frostbolt is pretty.
Frostbolt, Ice Storm. What's a really bad like ice storm thing?
Blizzard.
Blizzard, yeah.
Or
Blizzard's good.
Hurricane. Yeah, that's not necessarily icy, or it's actually more. It's
Ice
a warm
hurricane.
storm.
You can make it
Ice hurricane, but that feels like AOE. This needs to be
true.
targeted. So
That's
it's like
true, that's true.
like Ice Beam. That's a very like Pokemon move.
Ice Bolt.
Ice Bolt. Ice Bolt is pretty good. Let's do Ice Bolt. That way I'm not using the word frost too much. Okay.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Ice Bolt. Anyway, what Ice Bolt does is 7 damage to a minion when I spend all my charges, and I think I'm just going to wipe this Leviathan Hatchling off the face of the earth.
That's smart. I think that's pretty good.
And I have a Spark to prep and 4 to spend. I think I'll buy 1 more Force Transfusion.
Yeah.
I think those are nice.
Seems good.
Okay, next turn is me. I did the 4 turns in a row
you
thing.
did.
Oops, let me put this there. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Got the dream, huh?
Got the dream. I don't know what the odds of that happening are, but they are not high, I don't think. Oops, turn cards facing the right way. It would be good. I guess, yeah, because we've got breaches open. Yeah, I don't care to thin the sparks out of my deck currently, so I will spark another Spine Harvester. Yeah. If I spark the Volcanic Pod and you go, you can kill it though.
Oh, that's true.
No, I think I just want to get this out of here. And I'm a little more afraid of player damage, I think, than critical damage based on the cards we've seen.
Yeah. We can heal the Gravehold damage much more easier.
Yeah.
Much easier than the 2-player damage.
Right. Okay, so I have a Force Transfusion to prep. Annoyingly, I have a Bending Beam to prep and not my 3 breach open. I did draw it again after buying it already.
Oh, it does say opened 3 breach.
Yeah, it does have to be. Yeah, so like I could focus this and prep it there, but that doesn't help. I have 3 to spend. Maybe I just need to pour that into my 3 breach, getting it a little closer. So that next time I draw the Bending Beam, it's up, hopefully. So I'll go ahead and focus it.
Yeah, I think that's smart, because I'm going to let you focus it again. I was
also,
hoping I would go.
As the Spine Harvester probably starts hitting me some, it'll turn on my Cryotherapy, hopefully for my next time through my deck also. Nemesis.
All right.
So 1 damage to Gravehold, if you could get that. Any player suffers 2 damage from the Spine Harvester. I'll take that.
Okay.
And then Retribution. If there are no pods in play, Breeding Chamber gains 8 life. Otherwise, any player suffers 4 damage.
I can eat this.
Okay.
That's fine.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for those attacks, we do want to keep it ideally down to 0 pods in play, don't we?
Yeah, I think so.
That's pretty rough. Sorry, as I'm still thinking about too many things at once. I haven't drawn my next hand. Okay.
Oh, wait, there's not. Oh, there is a pod. Okay, never mind. Take it back. Hey,
You're up, Leaf.
We get to go. I'm going to spark the Spine Harvester.
Okay, it's down to its last hit point.
And then I am going to. I will Brain Knife. So you get to charge.
Or you charge, I focus.
I charge, you focus, excuse me. I am going to. I have. Oh, that's annoying. If you have 2 more prep spells. Okay, well, I guess that's going to have to be what it is, I think. So I'm going to spend 3 to open my breach 3.
Cool.
To stick my bending beam there.
Yeah.
And to add a spark.
Great.
I think
Great.
that's me.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I could keep the spark for an extra $1, but I don't think I have a way to spend it, so it's fine.
I would love if you go next and can spark that Spine Harvester. Actually, you could kill both minions, huh? That'd be huge. And you're going.
Ooh, okay. So I guess it doesn't particularly matter the order, but we'll pop these two.
I guess, because the order doesn't matter, but the targets matter, but you can get them both. Sweet. Oops. Okay, so pod to the pod pile. Spine Harvester there. We have a clean board other than Breeding Chamber.
Ooh, we do.
What else you got?
This. We'll Flourishing Decay, so if you have a spell you would like to discard, you can.
I'll cycle a spark right now, yeah.
And then I have 4 more dollars, 4 more ether. I'll load up 2 of my 2 spells. And with the 4, 1, 2, oh, I have 5 total, excuse me. I don't want my bending beam stacked though.
Yeah, it's annoying when they're clustered, isn't it?
I almost think it's still worth it though to have. It's not ideal. It's really
You can
not
buy them now and like they'll end up getting staggered later when you can't play them both.
Yeah, I think having it is because I'm not gonna I'll
Sure.
just buy it. We'll do it. We'll do it anyway. We'll learn from our mistakes.
Or maybe it wasn't a mistake at all.
Or maybe, yeah.
It's the Nemesis turn. It's going to play Accelerated Breeding. To discard this, someone has to discard 2 gems that cost 3 or more.
That cost 3 or more.
Yeah.
Okay.
On power 2, resolve the persistent effect of the pod with the most life 4 times, or Breeding Chamber gains 5 life and any player suffers 2 damage.
Okay.
Well, I have a gem, but not 2 gems.
I have a lot of crystals in my hand.
It's a fresh turn order. A lot of crystals, that doesn't help here.
No. But I can buy another bending beam.
Well, you can never have too many bending beams, they say.
Yeah. All stacked up is the best way for bending beams.
It's my turn. Interesting. Okay, well, I've got some firepower that I might as well use, but no minions to target other than the Breeding Chamber, so here goes nothing, I guess. I'm sad to use my Force Transfusion when I don't have 3 charges, but I'm nowhere near it, so I'm just gonna... I'll use Force Transfusion to hit the Breeding Chamber for 3. It has 2 health. And I'll go ahead and cast Bending Beam, dealing our first 2 to the Spawning Horror, I guess.
Do you want to do it the other way or keep that lower? I don't know if it makes a difference, I guess. That's fine.
I used the bigger spell, because Bending Beam is just 2 damage. It wasn't my 3 reach. Yeah.
Forgot. Yep.
Okay, I will prep another Force Transfusion, and then I gotta get my charges going, so I think these 5 is gonna buy 2 charges. I want to be back up to 3 and then have my Force Transfusions pumping me up the rest of the way.
Do you think, before you do that, do you think it's worth hanging on to one of your 3 costs?
Let me find out. I was saying it in another video that because it's just a memory issue, what the order of the cards are in your deck, I'm fine with peeking with them. I would draw a second one.
Because I think I only have one. Oh, I guess I have these 2.
Yeah,
but
I think that's actually a good idea. I have another one coming. I will spend 3 to just buy 1 charge and hold on to this because I am drawing a second one to go with it.
Yeah,
assuming I get a turn before the Nemesis goes twice, I can clear the power.
Because I think it's gonna take many turns for even the possibility for me.
Yeah, I think that was a good call.
Okay.
And you're rewarded with a turn.
Woo! I think I just pumped 4 damage into the Nemesis.
Cool. It's at 44.
And you can focus.
Oh, hell yeah. Open that breach.
Yeah.
Love that.
And then I have 5 crystals. I keep falling short of 6.
I
don't
the
wanna,
ethereal hand is so good, but we have not been affording that.
And I feel like I have 2 or 3 of these, and I don't want to take them all.
I think I have 1, so you must have 2. There's 5 in each spell stack.
Okay, so I don't want to take this right now.
Okay.
I think. So I think I'll actually go with the Fire Chakram. Or, wait, let's get weird.
Oh, okay. I was going to say you could take a Force Transfusion, and you're at 3 charges. You could let those kind of slowly power you up the rest of the way.
That's true.
The weird thing about your charges is that they're only useful in a game where Gravehold is under threat, and so far it's kind of not.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't worried about this would get. I could buy this and a charge, but no, I think the damage. No. I think you're right. Ultimately, damage is the winner here.
Okay.
4, and then I'll just spend. Yeah. All set.
All right, Nemesis. So accelerated breeding ticks down, and we have Caustic Larva. This is that 10 health minion with Persistent Unleash and Evolve. 3 more evolves will upgrade it into whatever a larva turns into.
Okay.
And then it's the Nemesis. Okay, well, so accelerated breeding happens.
Ah, dang.
So there are no pods in play. So breeding chamber gains 5 and any player suffers 2. I'll take that one.
Okay.
Caustic Larva does unleash, so breeding chamber gains 3.
Oh,
And it evolves if you want to throw a sticker on it. And Humming Hive. This has 2 shields on it. Persistent, any player suffers 2 damage, evolve. Yikes. This is exactly 7 health, which is good if we can ping the shields off.
Oh. Oh, you need to charge though.
Yeah, sure do. Okay, next turn. At least
we need to hit the breeding chamber too.
Ideally, it's at 10, right?
Yeah.
11 spawns a pod. It's your turn.
All right. So I have a brain knife, so I will gain a charge, and you can focus the lowest breach.
Start working on my 4. I love it.
I will add a couple sparks to the board, and then I get 4 more ether with my radite and a crystal. So I guess we just take another force transfusion here.
Sure.
I mean, yeah.
And those cards are just very good.
Yeah, I think we just want to keep
4 for a 3 damage with an upside is just a really solid spell.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, and that makes it me. So I was hoping to get a turn before that accelerated breeding happened, but now I guess I just have a lot of money to spend.
Sorry, I led you astray.
Yeah, it's fine. I do want to get my ability charged up post haste. So I think,
I agree.
I think I sit on my force transfusion because I don't have any other spells, and if I use it next turn, it will gain me a charge.
You don't want to take a shot at the breeding chamber? I know it's not good because of your charge situation, but I think not spawning another enemy might be worthwhile.
But spawning another enemy does consume 10. It's like it deals 10 damage to the breeding chamber and might not have 10 health. So in a way, so it could be more efficient to spawn the enemy.
True. True.
No. I'm gonna let it ride.
Okay.
And I'm getting one of those charges with a brain knife. I'll gain a charge. You can focus your 4 breach.
Nice.
And then I have 6. I think I'll take an ethereal hand.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay.
I think that's good. Oh, well, you can shuffle this.
Thank you. Got my new hand. Got some sparks for those shields. Okay, overall pretty lame hand though. If you happen to have your decay.
I do.
Oh, that would be nice. Let's give you a turn. Oh, we'll just give the Nemesis turn. Oh boy, okay, so
this evolve?
It gets its 5th sticker. It evolves when it has tries to evolve and has no space left.
Copy.
So,
Okay.
But it unleashes, which is going to be 3 more on the breeding chamber. So it is going to spawn a pod at the end of this turn. Humming Hive. Any player suffers 2 damage, and this evolves. Yikes. I'll take it. Oh, but our health is starting to be scary.
Yeah.
I'm at 4. And
I guess you do need to keep. Oh no, you need your card.
It's our old friend Tremor. To discard this, spend 7, or in power 2, we will unleash twice. Gravehold suffers 4 damage, and if Gravehold has 13 or more life, which it will, this will evolve. Oh boy, okay, and it's gonna spawn a pod at the end of its turn. So spending 10 breeding chamber health. Introducing the Spiked Pod with 2 shields and 4 health, and persistent. Any player suffers 2 damage. This is awful. Ugh is right. Okay. Oh shit. I just realized I meant to buy a charge on my last turn, and then I got distracted by the ethereal hand.
Oh, did you have the money?
I did. I bought a 6-cost card. I couldn't have done both.
Yeah.
It's fine because that card is great, but it would have been nice if I had the 3 charges too. Anyway, okay. This is spinning out of control.
It is.
Let's hope it's not another Nemesis turn. It's my turn.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Force Transfusion is kind of bad against those shields.
It is.
Do I let it ride one more time and fix the charge situation?
I kind of think you do.
I kind of think so, just because there's not a good place to send it here. Okay, I do have 2 sparks to prep, so I'll go ahead and prep those, and those will help with the shields.
Yeah.
And then I have my cryotherapy to gain an ether, and if I have 3 or more open breaches, gain a life, so I will gain a life. And that 3 will buy me a charge, so that I'm now transfusing properly.
Okay.
Nemesis.
All right. So this is going to go.
Caustic Larva is going to unleash, so if you could throw 3 on the breeding chamber, and then it's going to evolve. Card E20. The larvae have burrowed deep underground, infecting your camp from below. In the protected darkness, they forge a toxic cocoon for themselves, contaminating the air, spreading its sickness to New Gravehold. We're going to banish Caustic Larva.
Okay.
Place card E21 into play with the same number of life tokens that it had, which is 10. Don't resolve its persistent effect this turn. It's the Caustic Cocoon, which it used to just be Unleash. Now it's Unleash, Gravehold suffers 1 damage. And it continues to evolve.
Oh, it's
as a cocoon might.
It's in play. It doesn't go to the discard.
No, minions replace the previous minion.
That's right.
With the same amount of health, so it has 10 health, not 11.
That's unfortunate.
The Humming Hive. You already stickered that?
Yeah, I stickered it, but we
need to take the 2 damage from it.
And we have another 2 damage.
Geez, so 2 each.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah, that's not good.
Okay, and there's another card. Tempting Offer. Ooh.
To discard.
To discard, evolve it. Otherwise, in power 2, unleash twice. The player with the lowest life suffers 3 damage. I mean, it has a sticker. It has a sticker spot, so it will. It's the second time that we take the offer.
Tempting Offer. Okay, that's funny.
It evolves.
I like that.
That's a cool card, especially with the evolve system. You don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think we can afford to take the 3 damage.
I don't.
So I think we need to do it. But for now, it's your turn.
Okay, so I gotta ping something. So I think the options are we ping this if you're gonna be able to have your Ice Bolt ready.
I actually am going to be $1 short on having my Ice Bolt ready. I only have $3 in my hand.
I can make you discard a
spell.
Yeah, with that.
It might be worth it in this situation, even though they're good spells. They're not sparks. Let me, because like I said, you can look at your deck. That's an ethereal hand. That's not more money for me.
That is not more money for you. So then I think we have to take out this.
I guess so. Yeah. Okay. So to hit the 2 shields on the spiked pod.
Yep.
Okay.
Gonna be what it is. I will load a Bending Beam onto the Breach 3. I will Flourishing Decay and Crystal and Marble, so I have 5. I have another Bending Beam. I don't know if I should hold on. I guess I hold on to it because I have to fix this problem.
And that will help them no longer be clumped, yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing you can do is prep it but not cast it. But you'd be prepping it to a 2 damage breach.
Yeah, I think
so it's pros and cons to both. An extra card draw versus more damage when you do use it.
And you're going to give me more cards, in theory, eventually?
Eventually, yeah.
So yeah, I'll just keep this.
Okay.
With 5... I don't want to buy another Bending Beam. And I can't pay 7.
Yeah.
I'm kind of tempted to see what the next card or 2 is, because if I can keep this 3 and this could be... 7's a lot. That's a bummer.
Yeah, I'm sure not clearing it. I'm not sure we're getting rid of that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, it's just some Gravehold damage, although it does make evolve progress. Oh, and unleash twice, jeez.
Yeah, and the breeding chamber is not looking great.
Well,
okay.
We have a couple turns between now and then. Maybe we will end up drawing, especially if I give you the card draw in the future. Maybe it lines up that we can clear it.
You know what? I think I will, this might be wrong, but I will take a charge.
Okay.
And then with a 3... I think I just get money.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess we'll just get money. Okay. We'll see how it goes. I'll keep my beam. That's it.
I'm up. Great. Okay, so I can kill the spiked pod, at least. So I think I will, with Force Transfusion, deal 3 damage to it and gain a charge for me, since I have 3 charges, and I'll spark it to finish it off. I'll go ahead and spark the Humming Hive to get a shield off of it. Mm-hmm. And then I can prep a Bending Beam a Force Transfusion, and I have 3. Should I just go ahead and... I mean, there's no reason to risk, there's no reason to put this off and risk the Nemesis getting 2 turns in a row. I'll go ahead and discard the Tempting Offer. If you could put an Evolve sticker on it, please.
Yes. I agree that that's worth doing.
Yep. Okay. We need like a player healing card in the market. I don't think the game has offered one to us yet.
It has not.
All right, so with that 3, I will buy 1 more charge, and then when I cast this Force Transfusion, I'll be maxed and can do a 7 damage blast.
Okay.
That'll be the plan. Okay.
Ooh, I'm gonna get to go.
You do go.
Hooray! So 5. So I think I let this rip into the breeding chamber.
Yeah.
Because of this, the tremor.
The only reason that I am tempted to go for the cocoon is because it's continuing to evolve the longer it sits there. You're just screwing us in chapter 5 by leaving that out.
Yeah. I mean, but... Yeah.
I don't know. There's not a clear right call. It's whatever you think.
Here's my thought, though, is if this goes off, we're going to get another enemy.
It's going to. Yeah, because it'll unleash twice. It'll summon a pod.
Yeah. And the pods seem to be having shields, and there's a lot of finicky stuff.
You're okay. I mean, like I said, I don't think there's a clear answer. I think that's valid.
Because I have another Blinding Beam in my hand. So
nice.
we can take out the Caustic Cocoon next turn, right? Yeah. So I think that's the best bet.
Okay.
I have a lot of damage in my hand, actually.
Nice.
So I will load the Bending Beam.
Jeez.
I will load a Force Transfusion, and I will load a Fire Chakram. And I have a Crystal and a Breach Flare in my hand. I think I just spend the Crystal to get out of my hand. And mosey on.
All right. I hope it's my turn. I can take out the Humming Hive.
That'd be so good.
It's your turn.
Oh, that's also good.
Yeah. Well, that's actually, you have 10 damage.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you can just pop the cocoon.
Sure can.
I was going to say you want to get that shield so that I can more efficiently kill this, but fuck that. Get rid of the cocoon.
Yeah, I think I just murder the cocoon. So yeah, I'll nuke it. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage.
Yep. And you gain a charge from the transfusion.
I do gain a charge.
Okay, this is starting to feel slightly more in control for the moment. Partly that's just we got quite a few turns in a row.
Yeah.
That happens.
Well, the Nemesis also got a bunch of turns in a row.
That's true. Yeah. The turn order, the turn order mechanism in this is a really elegant way to give this game kind of a pendulum swinging back and forth. Like, oh shit, we're doomed. Oh great, we got it under control. Oh shit, we're doomed again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now
what else you got?
I have a Breach Flare and $4. So I'll load up the Breach Flare and an Open Breach. I could focus this, but this doesn't... I don't think that helps us. I think we'd rather just do it passively with the Bane Knife.
Yeah.
So...
Buy more spells or...
yeah.
More money. Yeah.
I think spells are the answer.
I think we're just going damage at this point.
Yeah, that's kind of what we do
I think yeah.
So I'll buy the Force Transfusion.
Okay.
And that's me.
All right, come on, me. It's you again.
Me again? I don't want to go again.
Did you get 7 this time? This could be great.
No, not even close.
Damn.
Not even close.
Damn it. All right.
So I guess I Breach Flare the Hive because I can't ignore that anymore.
No, I like that. Now I can kill that with my 7 and use my spells more efficiently.
I have a Brain Knife for you.
Oh, thanks. I will focus my full reach.
I'll actually do this first.
Heal Gravehold. Do you need to name your ability then?
I do, and I think it's an easy one. I'm just gonna go Regrowth. Like that feels like the druidy nature I got going on.
I'm enjoying that we're like we've got like our elemental themes to this.
Yeah, and I think that feels appropriate. So I'll let me.
And so Gravehold's at 28 then.
Excellent.
So Gravehold's great. Gravehold's like anything that damages Gravehold, we don't care about. We could leave a minion out there probably for the rest of the game if it's doing 2 or 3 damage and turn to Gravehold.
Yeah, it's not that bad. So then I'm going to load up a Spark and a Force Transfusion, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more dollars. And I think I just kind of... Do I charge up twice? it's not particularly great.
Honestly, here it might be buy more money. Clump it with that one and see if you can like be able to buy us out of some powers sometimes.
Jeez, I don't know if I can get there anytime soon.
Yeah, our decks are getting big too. So
Yeah.
so these things we set up like that aren't going to come up as often. But that branching radii pairs well with another one because you just have to set up that situation once in a way.
Yeah, I just don't know if I'm gonna. Do you have the thing that's gonna let me draw cards?
I don't. I do, actually. Yes, I do have Ethereal Hand. Yeah.
I kind of think I let it roll.
Oh, you just hang on to it.
Oh, but I'm not gonna have a turn before this has a turn.
Nope.
So it's not worth it.
Yeah.
So with the four credits that I have, I will just buy this branching radii.
Yeah, I think if you clump them together, that's decent.
That's me.
Okay. It's me. Hell yeah. Okay, so Force Transfusion. I'm going to deal to the Spawning Horror 3 damage. It's at 41.
You have to do that?
And because I have 3 or more charges, I'll gain a charge. Next, I will Bending Beam to do 5 to the Horror. This is actually like, we've gotten down to 36. We're making progress.
Okay. This is in my discard pile.
Yeah. That was the one that you played. So with the rest of your plays, yeah. Okay, great. Now I will fire off an Ice Bolt at that Humming Hive. 7 damage exactly, lethal. Now that's just efficiency, if I've ever seen it. I'll throw down my Ethereal Hand. You draw 2 cards.
Sweet.
And a Brain Knife. I will gain a charge, and you can focus your 4 breach.
That should be good.
And then I have 5. I think I will. It's kind of clumping with a Bending Beam, but there are a couple of cards apart. I think I just want another Bending Beam.
Yeah, I think
It's really just our best spell that's a remaining option by a lot.
Yes.
And a Bending Beam is, if it doesn't go into your 3 breach, it's just as good as either of these other spells.
that's actually true.
So, unless you're, I guess the other option is I could, maybe to that end, I actually just buy a Fire Chakram and a charge, just because this ability has been so clutch. Deal 7 to a minion in a minion-heavy scenario like this is just so good. I think I just keep that going.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. Then
I'm gonna go.
Nemesis. Okay, so the Tremor's gonna go off.
Yes.
It'll unleash twice if you could put 6 on the Breeding Chamber, and it's dealing 4 to Gravehold.
That's fine.
And then Gravehold's at 24, so if it's at 13 life or more evolve, we do evolve the Tremor before we discard it.
Alrighty.
And the new card is Exterminating Blade. Immediately read-evolved that card E11. This is a Spawning Horror one. So usually the basic cards just evolve. Maybe this is going to add a 5th breach or something. Like last game, it was an evolved card on a card like this that...
It's got to be good this time, right?
It's got to be.
It's good last time.
Yeah. Well, tell us just how good it is.
No, I don't like that. Marked for extermination.
Sounds good.
Sounds great.
Sounds so good.
Sounds so good. The Spawning Horror senses which of you is at its weakest and does its best to separate you from the group. You can feel it stalking you, moving in for the kill. Place this card next to the player with the lowest life. Return this to the Evolve deck when the game ends. Do not read any more cards in the deck until you are instructed to do so.
It's just...
It has
marked okay.
you.
So here's the thing. It's to discard, spend 7, power 3. The player with the Evolved deck card E11 in front of them suffers 5 damage.
I might be able to do that, though. I think I can get rid of that.
I think
I have so much money in my hand.
It's a must. Hopefully one of us can. Like otherwise I'm exhausted and we're in trouble. Now that you've evolved it, that's discarded. Okay. That was the Nemesis turn.
Probably.
It's going again. That's pretty okay. This does tick down. Oh god. Marked. Unleashed twice. Leaf suffers 3 damage. We got to remember this is in here, and it's in tier 2, the middle part of the deck. So, and that's like, we need to be making a mental note of this and playing around.
Yes,
I think.
definitely.
Jeez. Okay, so you can't take any more damage.
We're gonna get a minion.
Oh god, because unleashed twice. Yeah. Okay. The pod is Marrow Pod. Persistent Breeding Chamber gains 2 life.
Okay.
It's not doing anything harmful to us other than slowly spawning more pods. Okay, it has 5 health.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing.
Yeah, it's certainly where we could talk about whether to kill it or to just focus the boss. The boss still has 36 though.
Yeah, we still got a long way to go.
And it's my turn. Okay, no spells to shoot, but I will equip or prep a Force Transfusion. I have Cryotherapy and plenty of breaches, so I will heal. That's nice. And I have 4. I kind of think at this point I buy 2 charges.
Yeah, for sure.
Keep charging up my 7
For
damage.
you especially.
Yeah. Oops. Okay. Fresh turn order deck.
I'm already like thinking about my turns. Like, all right, now I go.
Yep. It's a hard habit to overcome.
Yeah. I just hope it doesn't go twice more.
Yeah. You go.
Perfect. So I can almost nuke this.
Almost. Oh, almost the marrow pod. Okay.
Yeah, the marrow pod.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if we can kill it basically with the cards we have, yeah, I think we probably just want to kill it.
right.
Probably don't bother to spark it because all I have is a force transfusion.
No, I'll spark the spawning horror and
Okay.
then force transfusion the marrow pod. So this is going to go down to 2.
Okay, because that would be a lot of breeding chamber life and more minions and stuff. We're not so close that that's not going to matter.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I'll bending beam.
Oh yeah.
This is going to go there, and now I have flourishing decay. So if you would like to get rid of one of your spells, you can.
It's at the top of my deck. Oh, that's a way better spell. Yeah, I'll discard a spark to draw a bending beam. Don't mind if I do.
That seems much better. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think now
Whoa.
I buy the ethereal hand and a charge.
I thought you were gonna get us out of the exterminating blade.
Oh yeah.
Save my life.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Sorry, forget about that. Thank you.
That's
for
pretty big.
reminding me about the things I do.
Yep. Anytime.
These all go away.
Okay. Nemesis is up. So the marrow pod is going to give the breeding chamber 2 life, and then Facet Ogre. This has 4 shields and 1 hit point. And I just cycled away my spark. Persistent. Gravehold suffers damage equal to the number of shield tokens this minion has. If this minion has 2 or less shield tokens, evolve. And it's going to go straight to its evolved form. It doesn't have sticker. So we would like to take this from 2 to 0 shields, or from 3 to 0 shields all at once, ideally.
Yeah.
Okay. Nemesis. All right, 2 more on the breeding chamber. And the ogre deals 4 damage to Gravehold.
That's actually okay. The ogre really
Yeah.
isn't a big deal to me.
And
shit.
demolish, unleash 3 times. Gravehold suffers 2 damage. Any player destroys 3 cards in hand. I have 3 crystals. I'm actually not mad about destroying 3 crystals.
My
Getting
cards
them
are
out of my
better
deck.
than 3 crystals.
Okay. So unleash 3 times. You want to put 9 on the breeding chamber.
No, I don't.
Did you get the 2 damage to Gravehold?
I did.
How is it at 28?
Because
Should it be at 18?
Yes.
There we go. And then I will destroy 3 crystals. That's kind of maybe more upside than downside, really.
That was good.
Yeah.
I think that was a net positive.
Yeah, Gravehold damage. Yeah, the unleash 3 times hurts, though. Now we need to spend 10 of those to draw Crystalline Pod. Oh, it's 7. That's my ability. Persistent, any player discards a card in hand. Okay, I can probably just zap that.
It's also not.
And my Ice Bolt deals 7 damage to a minion, so it's not it's not a boss or minion decision. It's just blast them.
True.
Okay, well, we have a bunch of turns now.
Yeah, we do.
Starting with me. I think I'll go ahead and force transfusion to get rid of the marrow pod.
Yeah.
That's 3 damage. It's a little bit of overkill, but it also gets me a charge.
Oh, it's a pod.
And then I will prep a bending beam and a spark.
Oh, this is basic.
Oops, did I discard something in the wrong place?
Spawning horror. Yeah.
Okay. That was it because I discarded the 3 cards. I have no money, but yeah, it's sadly that made the difference in not buying the last charge and just zapping this pod. But at the time I made that decision, I didn't know that. So next turn. Oh, it's me. Well, maybe I can do it now. Okay, what's the plan with that ogre? I think I spark the ogre once.
Sure.
Let's see. I want to prioritize getting bending beam into my discard pile. So 5 damage to the boss.
Yep.
It's at 30. I will spark the ogre once because we might as well get it down to 3 shields and stem the damage to Gravehold. Then we can discuss whether we want to ever try to kill it or leave it there.
Yeah, totally.
I have Brain Knife to get my final charge. So I gain a charge and you focus your 4 reach.
Nice. Love that.
And then I can pause playing cards there and launch my Ice Bolt at another unsuspecting pod, and the Crystalline Pod is just gone.
Sweet.
And hey, Ethereal Hand, you draw 2.
Ooh, that's good.
I'll equip a Fire Chakram, a Force Transfusion, and I have just 2, so I'll buy a charge.
Okay.
Because that has been working fine.
Seems good. Yeah, your ability is great.
Yeah, yours can be great depending on the situation, and we'll see if it basically means that that's why we were able to never have to deal with the ogre. Like, that's pretty great.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I have an all money hand, so maybe I'll just be buying more charges. But it's your turn.
Okay. So I don't really know. I'm not worried about the 3 damage to this because
I
can
think
go off 6
yeah,
times.
and I would really rather the ogre not evolve, and so I don't think I would suggest you spark it unless you had 3 spells to unload into it.
Right. Yeah. And
Although actually we almost need to do 4 because
we do need to do
because we need to also hit the last point of damage to jeez.
I'm almost
All right.
at the point where we ignore it.
The time to do that would be like if Nemesis comes up and we know we have several turns in a row and can coordinate. Otherwise,
Right.
I think we leave it alone.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So I have 6 damage. I could do 1 to the breeding chamber just to put it so 2 unleashes doesn't get us there. Oh, that's
That would
not
make
how
it so 2
math works.
unleashes that gets us there, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about sparking the breeding chamber.
And then just doing 5 to this.
I do think it's about time to try to close out the game in the next few turns if we can.
Horror is the big one, and I have a bunch of damage in my hand too. So with that in mind, we'd still want one of these to go away. So I'll ping this for 1, the breeding chamber, and then I'll bending beam
The boss.
spawning horror
Okay.
for 5. I'll prep another bending beam.
Nice.
And a fire chakram and a force
Oh,
transfusion.
that's 10 more damage you have in play. That's pretty good.
Yeah. And then I have 4 crystals, which I don't. I'll open this. Oh, which means I will put this here.
Your 4 breach, yeah. Hell yeah.
Change of plan.
That's pretty good.
Yep, that's okay.
Okay, next turn is me. So I'm not going for the ogre. I don't have any spells to prep. So I might leave the Force Transfusion in play because it is not activated to give me the charge. I'll go ahead and fire the Fire Chakram. I'll just hit the Breeding Chamber for 2 damage, I think. That way it is 3 unleashes away instead of 2. But then I have my Cryotherapy, which heals me because I have enough breaches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ether. Yeah, I think I'm probably done buying cards and I'm buying 3 more charges.
Just to protect ourselves from the minions?
Yeah, we'll probably get
why do you buy
one more
cards?
pod this game or another minion out of the deck. Yeah, and like what card buy would be better than that? I can't. Maybe a Bending Beam would be.
That's the only thing.
I can't buy a Bending Beam and have my Force Transfusion active, like buy enough charges to have 3. So I think I'll just go with the charges.
Okay.
With you unloading 10 into it, I might not have that many more turns.
That's fair.
Getting my ability off one more time is probably better than buying a card I might not even draw this game.
True.
So, Nemesis. Gravehold is going to suffer 3. And then Gathering Storm, 8 to get rid of this. Otherwise, in power 2, Unleash. If there are 2 Nemesis turn order cards in the turn order discard pile, any player suffers 4 damage, otherwise evolve. So we know that that will not be the case, right? Because 2 Nemesis draws, we will be back to roughly where we are now with 1 in the discard pile. And this matters. The card goes directly in the discard pile. It's not floating somewhere while the Nemesis takes its turn. It is in the discard pile. So we know that in power 2 this will evolve. We don't know what that will do to us. I guess we'll see whether we can clear it and not stress too much about it if we can't.
Yeah. I think we're at that point where we just need to focus. 25 seems like a lot, but when we can do the amount of damage that at this point of the game, we just got to keep it going.
Agreed. Speaking of which, it's your turn.
All right. 4, 9, 11 damage. I'm just going to dump it into the spawning horror.
I love that. It's at 14.
And now I will brain knife you.
Ooh.
So I will get a charge.
That means I will have enough charges on my turn. If a minion shows up before I go, it's in trouble.
And then I'll load a force transition and a breach flare, and I have 4 more dollars, which I will also use to increase.
Yeah, then your force transfusions are on, and if the ogre keeps messing up Gravehold, you're there. I like it.
Yeah, I think, that's why we can totally ignore the ogre.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even a thing.
Yeah. And it's your turn again.
Oh, sweet. Oh, let me see what I have.
Yeah, drawing your hand would be good.
4, 5. But I mean, I think I still sink 6 damage into it.
Cool.
Like, that just seems like a no-brainer.
Wait a minute, did you play a Brain Knife last turn?
I did.
I think I gained a charge when you did it.
Oh,
I got
yeah,
that backwards. You
focus.
gained the charge,
Yep.
I focus.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it has 9 health left.
Okay.
Because I did 6 and I had 15. And I can load up 4 more. And how much do I have to spend? 8? 3?
Wait, did you deal this to the boss? I don't think we've counted that.
I did.
Okay, so it's at 10. We're very close.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you just force transfusion Gravehold?
I did everything to Gravehold. So
Oh, okay.
I did 6 damage to this. So this is at 15.
Oh, you did 6 damage. Okay,
Yeah.
so the boss is at 8. I was wondering why the boss was still at 14.
Great catch.
Okay. So we're like 2-ish player turns away from winning this. So we're in good shape.
And, I have 7.
Oh man, 8.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I mean, maybe we just win before this blows up, but
Well, I'm not going to go. So you would have to. Oh, you only.
I'm not. I only have 3 damage in play. But if I go twice before this blows up, I can definitely win.
One of each of us will kill it.
Oh yeah, because you have 5 in play with your +1 from your 4 breach. Yeah.
So I'll just play the crystal and keep this just in case, and then draw 3 more, and then
I like it.
that's it.
It's the Nemesis. I think that's fine right now. The Ogre's going to do 3 to Gravehold.
Yep.
Storm ticks down, and summon. Draw a card from the pod deck and place it into play, or Gravehold suffers 6 damage.
Oh, I didn't gain this from my transfusion last turn.
So you have 4 charges. Yeah, so
I have
you
4
want to just do a
charges.
Gravehold thing?
So it would be
guess
6 damage, and then this.
The risk, the Ogre's doing 3 at a time. The risk is the Ogre going twice before your next turn. That's maybe not a risk we want to take.
Yeah, draw a card from the pod deck. Although that I think would be worse.
I don't know if it would be worse, actually.
You don't think so?
Like, I don't think that it's likely to put us in a situation where we're 2 turns from losing, which is actually what the 6 damage to Gravehold would be.
Well, I can definitely fire this on my turn.
But the question is, if Gravehold suffers 6 damage, if the Nemesis goes twice before you can do that,
Fair.
we lose.
Okay. All right.
Unless I go twice in that, which then I could win. But we're still putting ourselves in a position where we might lose that I would rather avoid.
Okay.
So I lean towards the pod.
Works for me.
The pod is a frozen pod. It has 1 shield.
Oh, that's a big.
Oh no, the player
That's
with
a
the lowest life suffers
huge
1
problem.
damage. I will say, no disrespect to you, but we might still be fine if you die, if you're exhausted.
Deeply offended. deeply offended. I am a
Because if you
necessary
go
and
down,
valued part of
if
this
you go
team.
down, it unleashes twice. That's not really something that's gonna like kill us in this case. A lot of time unleashes like Gravehold suffers 3 damage, in which case we'd be boned. But that's not the case here. It's just some breeding chamber health,
All right.
right?
All right.
But anyway, it is my turn. So yeah, I don't think I can't.
I don't think we worry about it.
Well, yeah. I don't have. I only have 1 ether in hand. I'm 1 short of buying a charge, and I could, hit it with force transfusion and kill it just for safety, but I can't. So I will deal 3 damage to the boss with my force transfusion, which gains me a charge. And annoyingly, I have 4 spells and only 3 breaches because we never got this open. But it will be a bending beam, a force transfusion, and a spark. And that's my turn.
We just need to go before it does.
Shuffle well.
Oops.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't take 2 turns in a row, we've got it before it blows up its storm, which would be very
No,
nice.
if it takes 1 turn, it blows up its storm, right?
Yeah. So, sorry. Yeah. So we want either of us to go before this once.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a 2/3 chance of happening.
2/3 chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess. Well, but if it goes, what happens if a card from me comes up? We just ignore it.
No, you're not out of the game when you're exhausted. Remember, you have to destroy one of your breaches, and you can't be healed, and we lose if everyone's exhausted. But it's not player elimination.
Okay.
Yeah. That's part of why I said we'd still be fine if you were exhausted.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
said died, which makes it sound like you'd be eliminated.
Yeah, it sounded very serious.
Okay, let's see how you shuffled. It's
Hey.
me. All right, I will do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. to
That's
the
it.
floor. We did it.
We killed it.
All right.
We're doing great.
Crushed it. Yeah.
Absolutely
These
crushed it.
These have, okay, this was, on a scale of 1 to 10, these have difficulty ratings. This was a 3. Yeah.
Okay.
I know, because I feel like I hyped up how hard Aeon's End was, as we've been,
You did.
you could probably tell from us being in the same clothes, we have filmed the first 3 chapters of this in one afternoon, and we've won all 3 games. So I feel like the Aeon's End is not delivering at kicking our butt, but we've done a one where we had like all the big names from the story of this game helping us.
Yep.
And then we did Bladius. What was his name?
Bladius.
Bladius.
Yeah.
I saw that was a difficulty 1 out of 10, and then
okay.
this is a 3 out of 10. So based on how tight this felt, we're at about a 5 level, maybe 4 or 5. I'm sure they'll all be in the 1 to 4 range, though. We're probably fine.
We're doing fine, yeah. The scale is broken, so it's all going to be less than 5. That's how a scale should work, right?
Yeah. Okay, we did great. Since we won a game versus Spawning Horror, we will read the back of this card. With the Nameless Fallen, you are able to channel your power into the breach and force it closed. As soon as it vanishes, sunlight streams through and brightens the area. Now we can set up for this tense. It is now safe to harvest the pods. The survivors line up to volunteer, eager to support their breach mages however they can. They pack carts full of the strange material and return them to camp. Malstar is confident in his ability to turn these remains into powerful tools. You barely manage to escape the Spawning Horror with your life. Nope, that's what you read if you fail, okay? Skipping that one. The survivors are all overjoyed at your return, save Zaxos, who is hysterical. You closed it? Zaxos accuses. I know how to draw strength from the Nameless's breaches. I can save us with their power. Brahma snaps at her former pupil. We will focus on our own breaches as always. There is a reason it is forbidden to draw power from the Nameless. Zaxos snarls and storms off, vanishing once again into a black portal, lost to the void. We don't have time for this. Malstar turns his back on the empty ground where Zaxos once stood. We still have a war to win. Read the front of 29. Okay. Malstar spends the next week crafting the pods into powerful equipment tailor-made for your needs. Once Malstar familiarizes you with your equipment, he heads back to the forge. We're going to open Insight 6 and place rulebook stickers in the rulebook. I don't know if there's an Insight 6 or if they were all stickers from my previous play on this copy. Nope, we definitely have a big Insight for you to open.
All right. Whoa. Oh. First equipment art.
Yeah, the next thing it says is place the equipment image sticker that belongs to your character class on the picture of your character on the playmat. And yeah, as we were looking at these, I saw that one of the characters, at least in the one from the reset pack, already had that dragon head on their staff. I think that's essentially a misprint.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I will light my snowflake staff up.
And I have like a poison arrow looking thing.
Cool.
Life arrow thing.
Choose a first equipment sticker and place it on your mat where it says unlocks at end of chapter 3. Choose a name for your equipment and write it on that sticker. So let's see what the rules say about equipment, because it sounds like should have stuck a sticker on about that. It's probably during setup. Let's see. Unlock the beginning of chapter 5. What rulebook sticker was I supposed to stick? Exhausted, game terms. I don't know what sticker that was. Those seem reasonably straightforward. They either have passive or start of game abilities that I assume are just kind of on.
Yeah.
Right? Like when you play a relic, gain an ether.
Yep.
So I'll double check on this later, but I don't know what sticker that would have been. Okay.
Start of your first turn before the game. Focus your 3-beat breach twice. That seems really good.
Yeah, so that was, at the start of your first turn of the game, focus your 3 breach twice.
Seems real good.
At the start of your first turn of the game, gain 2 charges. That's actually very tempting for me because in the early game, my ability is so good.
Yeah.
When you open any player's breach, you may destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. Ooh, open any player's breach. Ooh. I love destroying cards.
Open any player's breach. Wait, so could I pay for your breach opening?
No, but you could play a card that causes it to open.
Copy. Okay.
And it counts your own, obviously. And destroying cards in your discard pile. A lot of opportunities to destroy cards from this are from your hand, meaning you have the opportunity cost of playing the card that turn. Destroying from your discard pile is good, and it often means you have more choices. There's when you gain a card that costs 5 or more, gain 1 life. We have been having an issue on player life. 2 spells may be prepped to your blank breach. When you choose this, write any breach number on the blank. That's an interesting question. Do you choose 4 because they would both get +1, but that's the hardest to open? Maybe like I didn't even end up opening mine.
That feels like a trap.
Yeah.
That card feels like a trap to me.
When you play a relic, gain an ether, and it seems solid. When you cast 2 or more spells during your casting phase, gain an ether. Oh, that's not bad either. And once per turn during your main phase, you may discard a card in hand. If you do, deal 1 damage. Whoa. Against shields, that's incredible.
During your main phase, you may discard
Discard a crystal
really
to gain a damage. Yeah. Okay. Well, what do we want to take? I think we're each taking one.
So I think with what our deck is currently, like we are getting, this is our bread and butter.
The bending beam and getting breach 3 open.
And getting breach 3 open. So I think one of us should take this one, and I'm happy to do it if you don't want to. Like, I think other abilities might combo better with what you have going on.
The focus your 3 breach twice. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm strongly leaning towards just the gaining 2
I think
charges.
that's really
Between
good.
the fact that unless we swap it out, that gets us to be very close to turning on Force Transfusion early in the game.
Yeah.
If that's an early buy, and just being a third of the way to zapping a minion out right in the early game. It's so good.
And I think that helps our early game because now we have a really powerful spell to take out minions early that's almost halfway charged right off the gate. Like that ability seems really good for how this has been going and how our opening turns have been.
I'm taking it. It's stuck. Decision made.
And similarly, I think
it is because it gets my engine going. It's going to be antifreeze.
Yeah, I mean, when you open any player's breach, you may destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. That seems good too, but it seems a bit too finicky, like fiddly, you know?
Maybe so. Yeah.
Whereas this is just like a consistent, and that puts us. Where does that put us for this? So that's here. So boop, boop. So then it's only 3 to get that open right off the bat.
That's pretty good.
That seems really good.
Yeah.
This is our main.
5 bending beam, get that going early.
Yeah.
All right, you taking that?
Yeah, I'll take that.
So they're both start of game abilities, which also makes it simpler to remember.
Yep.
Right? We don't have to track that during the game. So that's nice.
Yeah.
While you stick that and think about the name, I will read the back of this card. The surface holds many secrets. Mist returns from a scouting trip with a smooth, pale sphere. She exclaims, this gem can silence minions, freezing them for a short while. We're going to open box C, which is, I think, the last box that I have opened before. I don't think I know what's in D. I've seen these in other Aeon's End expansions. These are silence tokens that wow, I'm looking at the screen. Our table's messy.
Oh, that's my fault.
I'm no better. Don't worry about it. And we don't need to clean it up now. There may be card effects that can silence a minion. It puts this over its text, and the next turn that it would activate, it just removes that instead of doing its persistent. So it skips their persistent ability one time.
Yeah, that's cool.
It is pretty cool, yeah. Okay, reveal the rest of the stop 3 deck. These are supply upgrades. Okay, so let's really quickly restore the supply and do those, and then that will be it. Oops, that goes there. Wow, you're fast.
I did it before when you were talking.
You saying I talk too much?
No, I was taking advantage of the things we read.
Fair enough.
Maximizing
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's my deck. All right, so these are your supply upgrades. Upgrade using these cards. It says according to page 11 of the rulebook, which is interesting because the others were much more specific about like swap out too. I'm guessing it's the same, and it specifies in here. Supply. It says after every chapter, the players will be presented with card piles. Players must add 2 of these card piles to the supply, but they must also banish 2. Players will also banish cards they didn't end. Yeah. So those rules are the same. Okay, so they are Soothing Torporine. It's a 3 cost that gains 2 or silences a minion. That's strictly better than our Cyanoliths. So according to that, take the strictly better when they come. That's an option. Void Mill, a relic. Focus any player's breach. 2 different players may destroy the top card of their discard pile. Ooh!
Wow.
I love that.
That's real good.
That's very good. It's not that hard to make sure the top of your discard pile is a crystal because you discard them in the order you want, right?
That's true.
That seems great. I'm a big fan. Arcane Salvo, while prepped once per turn, it's 5-cost spell. While prepped once per turn during your main phase, you may place a relic you played this turn or a relic in your discard pile on top of your deck. Okay, so while it's prepped, so like the turn you prepped it and over multiple turns, if you decide to leave it prepped, you can do that. You can recover a relic from your discard pile to the top of your deck. It's not an extra card draw. And it casts for 4 damage. And then Breach Collision costs 7. When you gain this, you may place it on top of any player's discard pile. So you can buy it for anyone, basically. And on cast, deal 5 damage, Gravefold gains 1 life. I don't think we need this because we already have a 5 damage spell and we have you healing Gravefold.
Yeah.
We rule that one out?
Yeah, agreed.
Okay.
Yep.
And I don't think I like this as much as Bending Beam.
No, I don't either. That seems like another finicky card. And like with a game like this, like I try to avoid things that are difficult to play and optimize to get the most out of.
I mean, it enables some real bullshit. Like,
yes.
I could just leave one of those in play, recurring my Ethereal Hand every turn, and you functionally have 7 cards every turn. And then we just focus on like doing what we can do with that. Like, there's some weird stuff you could do.
Yeah.
That said, I kind of agree that it's not outside of that kind of thing. I don't think it's very good.
Right.
Outside of like doing something really cheesy with it.
Yeah.
So that leaves us with the Torporine, which is an easy swap in for the card that's just worse.
This seems great. Like I agree. Like I have no problem. Like this to that.
Yeah. So let's
seems easy to me.
Let's do that swap. Goodbye, Cyanidrine, whatever it was, Cyanolith.
Torporine. Okay.
And the Void Mill then replaces one of those. Focus any player's breach. 2 different players may destroy it. So it's tough because the Ethereal Hand has been good, but we've bought and played it like maybe 3 times per game, like not a lot. It's expensive. But the Brain Knife kind of overlaps with this some by focusing breaches.
Yes,
Right?
I do agree. The only thing I would say is that at least I've had an easier time getting to 5
Then 6.
than 6.
Yeah.
So
You just put this in for the Ethereal Hand and then maybe next time switch out one or the other so that that's less redundant.
Because we're drawing cards because the cards that we got were bad.
Yeah.
Right? So each time we play a Void Mill, it makes both of our decks better. Mm-hmm. So again, this is like one of those things where it's helping the collective.
Yeah.
And I think that's really good, and it eliminates the need to even do that.
And it's not like focusing any player's breach, it's a little redundant with Brain Knife, but unlike Brain Knife, we don't want to spam this because there might be times when we don't want it or when we're kind of done calling cards, right? Mm-hmm. So we'd want to buy, probably between the two of us, 1, maybe 2 copies of this. Yeah. Would be my guess. So we'd still like to buy 2 Brain Knives each and just spam them. So okay, so Ethereal Hand is out, Void Mill is in.
And it's hard because like Ethereal Hand is clearly a great effect.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that the Void Mill will counteract the need for the great effect.
Right. Also, Ethereal Hand has been here since the start of the campaign and Brain Knife is new, so I like that just to keep it fluid, to keep it evolving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have, these 3 have not, or 4, or 3, 4? Anyway, some of them are still around.
Well, that's it, we're flying through. And we've got this fancy new equipment, so next time should be a pushover too, I'm sure.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you liking the campaign?
Very good. It's very cool. I like the mechanics, and it's like I mentioned it a number of times now, but it like forces you to think about a deck building game in a different way that you don't normally. And even just discarding cards, I'm like, oh, don't just dump them in a pile. It's like I need to set it up and be thoughtful. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a really cool game.
It's a lot of fun. I think that the Legacy campaign is cool. It's kind of, I'm very curious about Legacy of Gravehold, basically Aeon's on Legacy 2. Because this is I think that for a Legacy game version of a game, like this is very kind of in the box, right? Like, this is not breaking, I mean, you haven't played other Aeon's End versions, so you don't know, but this is basically Aeon's End. Like, it's not doing anything crazy. It's evolving the Nemesis deck and then has a gimmick where instead of just fully choosing our supply, we kind of have to follow this evolving supply. And the character customization and stuff is cool, but it's overall, I wonder whether the next one is a little more kind of wild with what it does, which I'd be excited about. That said, there's still more stickers to stick in, plenty more content ahead. So maybe we're close to hitting the limit of how far I've played before. So soon we'll be to where I don't even know what's ahead. So maybe I'm talking out of my ass. Maybe it gets crazy. Okay, we'll call it's also very hot in here. It's warm day in LA, so we will call that a video. Thank you for the game.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. If you haven't, please hit those buttons below the video. That helps us out a lot. We have more Aeon's End, I'm sure, to come on Optimal Play and lots of other stuff I'm sure you'll enjoy. So we'll see you there, and until then, be optimal.